because I ate with this one. First timer wear. Beginner wear. Beginner wear. Wear. Professional. I got my hair professionally done. Thank you. Hi guys, it's your girl Tass and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an OG, you already know me. Welcome back. Let's get right into it. Okay guys, so to begin, we're gonna have 10 cane rows going back. Cane rows, cornrows, whatever you want to call them. I grew up in Jamaica and we say cane rows. So you're gonna have 10 of those going back, except a crisscross one in the middle. Now I know my cane rows look janky. I am not the best at cane rows. Your girl can't cane row for save her life, but you don't need to be the best at it to achieve this style. It is very much achievable just by doing a little thing, you know, just to have the foundation for the crochet. Now I already pre-washed this hair, or co-washed it I should say, by rinsing it in apple cider vinegar and conditioner, just to clarify the hair before I used it. Now with that, it did cause the hair to get frizzy, and I allowed it to air dry, but that did cause the hair to get frizzy even before I started to install. But as you can see on screen, that's the hair I use, the Freetress hair. It's really pretty, and right here I'm basically pushing the crochet needle underneath my natural hair, especially at the back where my hair is thickest, and you know I have that bun or whatever going back because I've tucked away my hair because it's long. So you push it underneath, close the crochet needle and pull the crochet hair through, and then pull both ends through the loop. You guys can see on screen what I just did. I'm about to do it again. So pull it through, and then I started pulling each end individually, if you get what I'm trying to say. This hair is very slippery, so I had to knot it like 2-3 times, probably even 4. So basically you're just going to repeat this entire process until you get to the front section of your hair, or the section that you want to have the invisible method done. So as you install, a pro tip is just to feel around and feel for any gaps within the hair. Now, because you're at the back, you don't need to put, my suggestion is that you don't need to put the hair, the crochet hair, as closely as possible together, because you don't want it to look too bulky and fake. You're trying to go for a more realistic style. So don't put it so closely together in the back. You don't need to. You don't have to cover every inch of the corner on your natural hair. So just continue using like an extra mirror, and again your fingers, especially at the back of your head, which we can't see the back of our own head, just to feel around, feel for gaps and any space that you think needs covering. And towards the end, you can also tell when you're closer to finishing if you need to add more hair to a certain section, or even take out if it starts feeling too heavy. Like for me, that was the nape of my neck. I think I added too much initially, and so I had to remove some from the nape and add it more towards the center. So next is the invisible method install that you're all probably waiting on. So at the front of my head, I installed the crochet hair very much different from how I was installing it at the back. So I took a piece of the hair and I separated it several times, 2 or 3 times, to get smaller strands for the front, because I wanted the hair to be more realistic, not as bulky and crochet looking at the front versus at the back, where I was just like packing it in. And the hair at the front is going to fall over on the hair at the back either way. So what I did first was I got cold water and mousse, because remember I said that this hair it frizzes easily and it tangles easily. So I found that using cold water and mousse basically to tame the hair before I separated it, it reduced the frizz and the tangle as much as possible. And if there were any excess frizzing or tangle, I just snip it away with a scissor before I installed it, that is. A pro tip that I would suggest is to separate the crochet hair from the middle by pulling from the middle versus from the top of the hair, because that does help to minimize the tangles and frizzes when you do pull from the middle. I learned that the hard way. And again, if there are any excess tangles or frizzes, just snip it away before you even install the hair, because if it's in that condition from before you install, it's only going to get worse after installing the crochet hair. Okay, so now that we have the hair separated, this is how I achieved an invisible install at the front. So basically, like we did at the back, you're going to take the crochet needle, push it through or underneath the cornrow, take the small pieces of hair that you separated, put it in the crochet needle, close the needle, pull it through. Now, the difference with the install at the back is that instead of taking the 2 loose ends of the crochet hair and pulling it through the loop that you formed in the back, now you're going to take the individual ends of the hair and make a knot like several times again to secure it, because again the hair is very, very slippery, and if your cornrows are as loose as mine, then it will be even more slippery. Just watch the video and you guys will see what I'm talking about. Like, it's better depicted in the video. Another pro tip that I'll add is just pack the hair as closely together towards the front of your head, especially the areas that you'll have visibly shown as you wear your new hairstyle, you know, unlike with the back where you didn't have to cover every inch of cornrow. With the front, if that's where you're doing your invisible or around the perimeters of your head, I would suggest like packing the hair closer together. Again, the strands are smaller, and so these are the areas that you'll have shown to the naked eye. So you don't want like your cornrows underneath to be easily detected by someone else. After teasing the hair, next you're going to trim and style. So before you trim, you're going to detangle the hair. While you're detangling, just use your fingers to comb through the hair itself, and while you're doing that, just try and stretch the hair as much as possible just to get a more realistic idea of the actual length of the hair before you trim. And when you're trimming, please go as slowly as possible. Like, I think it's better to under trim than to over trim, because you can always go back when you under trim and clean away the excess that you don't want, especially as you know you start wearing it and see what length you want to work with. Versus if you chop everything off, then you're gonna have to redo it to get the length and look that you were going for initially. I actually love that I separated the curls at the top of my head where I was doing the invisible method, because separating the curly hair made it more realistic to my actual curl pattern. I mean, I have like several different curl patterns in my head, but at the top of my hair, my curls are more like spirally coils versus like wavy texture. And so I love that what I did mimics my curl pattern at the top. Maybe next time when I'm doing crochet, I'll try mixing two different curl patterns, like two different types of hair. Let me know what you guys think about that. The title of this video says I did a crochet hairstyle on myself for the first time. I've never done crochet on myself. I've gotten crochet locks before when I was in college. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up here. But someone else did it on me. That was like years ago, and this is the first time doing crochet on myself, like my full head of hair. I got the stamp of approval from mommy. I video called my mom and she was like, "Oh, your hair look good. Are we gonna wear?" So I said, "No, girl, this is a crochet girl. Get with it, get with it, get with it." I know my aunt wants me to do her hair like this, so I'm booked and busy, honey. I'm joking, but I really love how it turned out. I love it. I can't believe I accomplished this. Like, oh my goodness, my hands are so gifted, like so talented. You see, once I make up my mind to do something, I will get it done. I shall get it done in Jesus' name, amen. Like, it took me a little while. So how long did it take me? It did take me a little while to get it done. I started after 10 p.m. or around 10 p.m. Saturday night, and I finished like 3 or 4 a.m. Sunday morning. And that's only because I finished the back in less than half an hour, right? But the middle of my hair, which is the widest part of my head, so my head is not that big, but the part here wide at the front of my hair, where you saw that I tried to accomplish the invisible method, that for sure took a lot of time, especially as it relates to like detangling the hair and separating the curls. Oh sweet lord, that took forever because the hair kept tangling up, and I was trying to use different methods to see how best the curls could separate without frizzing and tangling as much. So that was a task, and I feel like that's where I ran into like a lot of the issues I had with installing the hair, and that's where most of my time was spent in the installation process. Also, I will say that I think I got the middle part too wide. Like, I'm not the best at cane row. I've stated that in the video. I really just try and do a little thing, and so I think I got it a little too wide. I could have closed it a little bit more. I think it was actually wider, and what I had to do was to just crochet some hair, like small pieces, not the whole chunk like how the hair comes, like separate it as small as possible. So like you can see, like really thin pieces. I crocheted those onto my actual hair itself, where, like, you know, like right here, but in this section, not necessarily the braid pattern, just to kind of close the gap a little bit, because here was kind of just opened up and I felt like it made my head look broad, and of course made the style not as realistic. A lot of my time was also spent in just trimming the hair and framing it to my face. As you can see, I did cut a lot of the hair off because it was a bit too much, but I feel like I love the length that it is. It makes it a little bit more realistic. And then I went through and I trimmed. Like, I was scissor happy at one point, just trimming away. I'm really having fun with the crochet hair. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm super proud of myself with how it turned out. Like, I can't wait to see what hairstyle I try next, what crochet method I try next. If you try this style, let me know in the comment section. Like, drop a comment and let me know that you tried it, how it turned out, and if you're gonna try any other style, or you think there's a style out there that could suit me, suit my face, drop it in the comments and I might do that crochet style next. Like, let me know. I think I want to try something like kinky straight next. I don't know. I'm just having fun. But yeah, I think this is like super cute. And if you guys want me to do an updated video on the hair after like a few weeks of wearing it, let me know. I can definitely do that, like a updated version to this video. That is probably a very good idea. And at this point in the video, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this video, give it a big thumb up. Go and comment. Let us have a discussion in the comment section. If there's anything that you want to know about this hair and this installation process that I haven't covered, go ahead and ask me in the comment section and I'll be sure to respond to you as soon as possible. Turn on your post notifications to know when I make a new upload, so that you're always informed and in the loop and you become a part of this community.